Folks, welcome to the Red Beaver and the Mole Outdoors. I'm the Red Beaver. This is my good friend Armando.
Hey, how's it going?
We are up in Stokes County, North Carolina. We're going to do a little stand prep, maybe fill up a feeder. I'm going to do a little education on why we pick certain areas to hunt. Give you some pointers on what trees we choose and why we choose them, and hopefully educate you. And as always, we're bringing the outdoors to the common man. Come along.
Just hunting and fishing, that's the life we're missing. Just hunting and fishing, Red Beaver and the Mole Outdoors, come along.
Alright folks, here we are, edge of a field. You can see our tower blind we put up. I don't know how long it's been, Armando, a month? But it's up there on the hill. What we've got an old road bed that comes into the field. We got thick woods over here. We've got Oak Ridge over here that they recently thinned out. So we're going to walk down this road. We're going to show you one of our stand sites and tell you why we chose this particular location. Alright, here we are folks. We're back in the woods a little ways. Walk down this old road bed. The road bed continues down. You can see where it gets thick. Road bed. Then opens up into this nice Oak Ridge, Oak Flat. But deer are creatures of the edge. They love to walk where the terrain changes, the wood line changes. So this should be a phenomenal spot. We're going to walk up to the stand. Another thing you got to think about is your prevailing wind direction. If you don't put your stands where the wind's going to be in your favor, you're only going to be able to hunt them very limited times. So access and wind direction and location are all key components to figuring this puzzle out. Let's go to the stand. Alright, here we are folks. We got to the stand. Just want to make sure everything's still here. Put this up about a month ago. And one thing you always want to look at too is having some back cover. You can see where I put that stand. I've got that tree. Because this is going to be a lot different in the fall. There's not going to be as many leaves, but you want to have some type of back cover to break up your silhouette. Once again, there's a old road bed that goes down to a creek bottom and a bedding area. You can see how it opens up in here nicely. If we can only get some white oaks dropping acorns, this will be a phenomenal spot. Got a creek down there. Deer travel along the water up here. So this is going to be hopefully a honey hole. And I'd mentioned wind direction earlier. I put this stand, I'm facing, the way the camera's pointing now is due northwest, and that's the prevailing wind up here. So this should be an ideal spot, and hopefully we'll bring you some videos of some deer getting shot up here. Folks, we just got done walking in the woods. Went and checked the stand site. Just checking the location, make sure nobody's done anything to the stand. Not really worried about that up here. Stand looks good, location looks good. We pulled a camera out. Probably not going to go back in there. We had it on a trophy rock mineral site, and we had about 600 pictures. So that's a good sign. We know the deer are down there. We know where they're bedding. We've got the wind in our favor with our stand location. We should have pretty easy access in and out without being detected, so it looks really good. We've got a feeder down here that we'd put out. Unfortunately, the battery's not working on it, so Armando's spreading a little corn. He's got his shooting box just up the hill, about 150 yards. This too should be a great location, catching deer coming out. Deer just love to come to fields, come out here, browse, but it should be a great location. So we're going to go check out another site and try to get in the AC for a little bit. It is really hot out here. It's about 8 a.m. and it already feels like 95. And also it's July 4th. Happy Independence Day. Didn't say that earlier. As you can tell, we're putting a lot of hard work in early with our scouting, with our hanging stands, putting the box blinds up. But hopefully all this preparation will pay off come deer season. Alright folks, welcome back to the Red Beaver and the Mole Outdoors. We're still up in Stokes County. It's July 4th. Going on 9 o'clock and it's already really, really hot. But I want to show Armando another stand site where I hung a stand probably about a month ago, maybe 3 weeks, not sure. But it's on the edge of a big field. The field's kind of behind the camera. But what we've got some thick cover. It goes down to a creek bottom with an oak ridge. And what I did a couple weeks ago is I cut me a little trail in here. The deer are coming in the corner probably about 20 yards. I didn't want to use their trail, so I just cut me a little trail to get in and out quietly. We'll walk the field edge in the morning or afternoon. May bump some deer in the morning, but that's, we'll just have to see. If we're bumping too many deer, we won't hunt it in the morning. But easy access. We're going to go down and look at the stand site. Once again, the stand was placed keeping the prevailing wind in mind. So let's go in here and take a look. And the whole thing about hunting up here, we're going to try to do it with little impact. So we're not getting too deep on the deer, not letting the deer know we're here. Kind of hunting the edges and hunting travel corridors, ridges, creek bottoms. Not necessarily down in the bottom, but up above them. So let's go take a look. Alright folks, here we are. We've made it to the stand site. Everything looks good. Stick's still there, stand's still there. If you look where I place that stand, another important thing, I mentioned it earlier, but you want to have some cover around you. Granted, a lot of those leaves are going to fall as fall comes in, but early season you're going to have some good cover up there. We're up on top of this ridge. We've got a prevailing wind coming from the northwest, which is that way, and the deer are all coming up. There's a creek bottom down there. They should funnel up from there, real thick down there, bedding area. Got this ridge here, and it goes up behind us to a field. Probably going to put some clover up there, but we got a deer trail coming in right up there. I cut a little path, I don't know, maybe 30 yards up from where the deer are, so I can get in and out of here easy. Once again, we got some, we have some white oaks in here. If they start dropping, this was going to be dynamite. Because white oak acorns are like deer crack. Anyway, we're going to look around, do a little bit of walking. But we came in here to make sure the stand was good. I want to show them onto this location. And once again, man, if we play it right, hunt smart, hunt the wind, get in and out quiet, we're going to kill some deer this year. Well, folks, this is going to wrap up the first video. Real video of Red Beaver and the Mole outdoors. I want to thank Armando for walking around with me.
Yep.
It was really hot. Probably won't do any more scouting this year. Have a pretty good idea where the deer are, where they should come from. Got some stands up on some good travel corridors. And we've talked about prevailing wind direction. We've talked about access in and out without being detected. And just in general, if you can think like a deer, try to figure out why a deer does what it does, and not necessarily make a deer come to you, but try and think like a deer and just intercept them and outsmart them and play this game we call deer hunting. Thanks for joining.
Well, thanks for coming along with us, Red Beaver, at the Mole Outdoors. You come on back and see us again. We'll show you boys just how to live outdoors. Red Beaver and the Mole.